If y'all could see the ramshackled way I have put this together, you'd be afraid for my safety. I made a promise to myself in 2021 that I would actually try to learn how to do things correctly. Well, let me tell you, what is this? Is it the 10th? It's the ninth. We're not even to double digits. But anyway, that hasn't happened yet. And I have a feeling it may not. But anyway, I do want to show off. Look at Ralph got me a new fancy microphone because I do want to start doing a podcast. Although, why I think I have the time to do that, I don't know. Today is another episode of highly unqualified. What an excellent demonstration there is. And again, when I set this situation up, I do it so infrequently, I always have to do them. Where's the camera? So I'm looking at y'all over there. This is a directed edition of Highly Unqualified. Someone sent me an email regarding a situation that they're going through with their parent, and I want to address the specifics of that. I will do that in an email back to that individual. But it did encompass this sort of situation that I do try to talk about anytime it comes up with somebody because I wish somebody had talked to me about it. Specifically with my relationship with my mom, who I was pretty close to, but it was a complicated relationship. Maybe I think maybe all relationships are kind of complicated. There's always a lot of subtext that goes on in relationships, especially parent and child, or if it's somebody that's used to be your superior and now you've got to have a friendship with them, kind of go through the same shifts and stuff. So I was trying to write an email back to this person and thought about this topic and started trying to type out how to put this in context, and it was like scrambling, and I was like, forget it, I'll just do a YouTube and send it to them to watch along with what I think about their specifics. But what happened with my mom and I wasn't until I was in my mid 30s that this shift happened. But boy, it should have happened a lot sooner. Should have happened in my mid to early 20s, and I would have been happier and I would have had a closer relationship with her. Um, you move in transitions from parent to child, and now that I'm on the other side of it, I see, from parenting somebody, your relationship goes through adjustments and shifts, and they're always messy, and it's not like hard stop, right? There's fuzzy areas. It's like the moment of realization when there's like, oh, there's a shift that's happened here, and then a period of adjustment. It's probably like that throughout the whole time that we're in a parent-child relationship, as caretaking diminishes and personal responsibility and social emotional responsibility is internalized more and all this other kind of stuff. But specifically, after you've reached maturity and you're still trying to have a parent relationship with your parent, that needs to shift, or it needs to change definition of what that is. So, if there's situations that you as a now adult person are looking at their lives and going, that's a little messed up, or that might need to be addressed, and you're trying to talk to them about it, it's going to be very difficult for them to take that information on board, like you're a peer person. Because you're not, you're a child to them. No matter how old you are, you're a child to them. And it's also going to be difficult for you to set aside all of that's my mommy or that's my daddy about it. Like, you expect them to perhaps be soft and gentle, or to look at you, your primary part of your relationship is they're going to be giving me these things. They're going to be giving me the attention and me the resources and me. And I'm not saying that you're a hateful mess. I was the same way. It's just that's always been the dynamic of your relationship up to this point, right? That you're the driver of the interaction that's happening. Like, I'm not saying that all of your interactions with your parents are delightful, but you are the driver usually of the situational aspect of the interaction. So, like, either they're pleased with you because you've done something pleasing, Or they're neutral because nothing's happening and you're just hanging out in the same space, or they are reacting to something that you've had a deficit in and they're doing correction or anger, or some negative feedback from that. But you as the child has always been the driver of what that interaction is going to be. I'm not saying in every instance, but especially when it's like, sit down, we need to talk about something. So having it go the other direction is, one, feels pretty awkward, and two, it's kind of hard for the parent to be receptive. It's hard for the parent to suddenly be receptive to the child sitting down and going, look, I need you to look at this situation and you need to listen to me. And I can tell you, just like when you were a kid, your knee-jerk reaction to anybody approaching a situation like that is go, nope, I'm not doing it. That's a human thing. Because a lot of the time, somebody on the outside that's very close to you is giving word and articulation to a situation that's already bothering you in the back of your mind, but you're just not ready to make the change yet. So, I don't know if any of this is making any sense to you, because now that I'm thinking back, it's like, oh my God, that's a whole bunch of words coming at you. Okay, so I'll try to boil this down. If you are addressing a situation, you the child, to the parent, and you're in your mid-20s onward, or early 20s onwards, like whatever, you have to approach it. You have to approach it just like they had to approach it with you when you were a child. You have to anticipate what the reaction is going to be. You have to not set up a situation where they are going to defy what you're saying because they're having an angry response that you would dare have the temerity to say something to them. And you also have to offer this concern, or be telling them, look, could you have your radar out about this situation? You have to offer them this without making it piggyback to, and I need something from you. They're not going to listen. It's just, when you parent a kid, it's very hard not to do that, because usually most responsible actions that you're asking from a kid is piggyback to something where it's added benefit for you or your household situation. If you get a better response if you can detach that. It's not always possible, but you get a better response if you detach that. So it's like if a kid is failing a class or something like that, it's like, you gotta step up and you gotta do your work and I don't have to clean. But the minute you start saying it removes something, and it makes it something different. It makes it a negotiation, and that's not really what you're trying to do. You're trying to help caretake this individual. So I have a feeling none of this has been very clear. Maybe that's the bottom line. If you're offering caretaking to your parent, then make certain that your conversation regarding this particular subject is strictly about caretaking them and not a negotiation for something you want to receive back. You can talk about that later. You can talk about the, gosh golly gee, I sure missed this, or I want that, or whatever. You can talk about that, but it needs to be held to a separate conversation, or the whole topic is going to get muddied and it's going to loop back to the, how dare you be asking this of me. Okay, that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to love them, you're trying to take care of them, and you're trying to keep them safe. You're also trying to get them to listen to something they probably don't want to hear. But a loving person does present things to someone that they care about because they need to hear it. That's the tough part of love. Boy, is it. It's the really tough part of love. Okay, if you made it all the way to the end here, hope you're asleep. Because I have a feeling this is a hodgepodge mess, but I'm going to post it anyway. Thanks. Hey, say bye to the new microphone.